Hello everyone, how's it going? Billy Ballgame here, back with another video. Today's video is a early celebration of my 1-year YouTubeversary. So I started making YouTube videos on the 30th of January 2023. January 30th falls on a Tuesday, so I just wanted to go ahead and get this video out so I didn't have to worry about trying to get it out on a Tuesday. So today's video, if you've been following my channel, is going to be a countdown of the top 25 cards in my collection. So before I get started, I just want to say a few things about this video. This is in no way a flex on my part. I have 175 cards right now total graded in my collection. So just about every collection that you're going to see on YouTube is better than mine. So in no way should this be considered a flex. If anything, this is so I can compare it to next year on my 2-year anniversary on YouTube and see how my collection has changed and grown from where it was at right now at this point, because I plan on doing a top 25 video every year moving forward once I hit my year anniversary, that year's anniversary. So again, this is not a flex. So when I started getting back into collecting hot and heavy and focusing more primarily on baseball in 2018 or 19, I had 4 graded cards in my collection. So this to me really is just kind of a celebration of a year on YouTube and then where my collection is now compared to where it started really just a few short years ago. So what you're not going to see on this video is any huge high dollar cards. As a matter of fact, I don't have a single card with a comma in the value at this point in my collection. What you're going to see is a whole lot of cards in the probably $200 to $100 range, somewhere around there. And the lowest card on this list is a $70 card. So that's going to be the bottom that we're going to start at and work our way up from there. So in order to keep this from being way too long of a video, I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and get started with my top 25 cards in my collection on my 1-year YouTubeversary. Stick with me and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I'm back. Let's get started with the countdown. But before I do that, I've got one card, well actually a couple cards in here that are a little anomalous to the data in VCP. So the first one is 1960 Topps Power Plus with Rocky Colavito and Tito Francona. Obviously, as you can see, this is an SGC4. VCP says that this is a $95 card, average value on VCP. The reason why it says that is because the last sale of this card was October 2nd, 2020 for $95. So in order, this would be in the order of value that everything is showing up in my collection in VCP, it would be in the top 25. But seeing as a PSA 7 currently has an average value of about $36.50. Again, that's in a PSA 7. I think we can safely rule this out of my top 25 very safely. And then I do have an honorable mention. Just again, based off of the order of value in my collection, this one didn't fall in the top 25, even though it pretty much has the same value as several cards in my top 25. So this is a 2014 Topps Chrome update, Jose Ramirez in an SGC 10. This is a I really like this card. I actually bought it ungraded for, I think, $3 at the dugout a few years ago. Sent it into SGC and it got a 10. And Jose Ramirez is an amazing player. So hopefully this value increases over the next several years, and he may end up in the Hall of Fame. You never know. But this one actually didn't make it, so this is honorable mention. All right, so into the top 25. I'm going to start out with an amazing card here that everyone that's around my age that was collected in 1988 is going to recognize instantly. And this is the number 25 card in my collection. 1988 Fleer, Greg Jeffries. So I'm kidding, obviously. But at one point in time, probably in 1990 or so, when this was worth $8 according to Beckett, this would have been probably the most valuable card in my collection. And again, it's hard to believe that this was ever worth $8, but there you have it. So, no more fooling around. Here's number 25. I've got a 1990 Topps, Frank Thomas. Unfortunately, this is the name on front parallel, but it's in a PSA 10. VCP average value of this right now is $70. And again, I'm going to use whole dollar amounts. I didn't use any cents or anything like that. Well, I don't have any cents, so it would make sense that I don't use any on my video. So all these are going to be just standard dollar amounts. So next, number 24, we have a 72 Topps, Carl Yastrzemski. Some of you who watched my videos recently will recognize this card. I recently got this graded and got it back from SGC in an 8. And again, VCP average value is $70. So next we have another very familiar junk wax card. 1987 Topps traded, Tom Glavin. This one is in a PSA 10. Or not Tom Glavin. Another Braves Hall of Fame pitcher. This one is Greg Maddux. So the average VCP on this is right now is $75. And then next we have probably one of my favorite cards in my collection. 1960 Topps, Rival All-Stars with Mantle and Ken Boyer. This is in a PSA 5. And the VCP average price right now is $80. Next is a break from baseball. This is a football card, number 21. We have a 1989 Pro Set, Barry Sanders in an SGC 10. VCP average value right now has come up a little bit lately. Again, this is another one I just got back from SGC not long ago. Right now, the VCP average value in a SGC 10 is $80. So next, number 20, this is one of the first graded cards I bought once I got into everything back in 2018, 2019. We have a 2011 Topps Update, Paul Goldschmidt, PSA 10. Current VCP average value is $83. Next, we have number 19. We have a 1982 Topps Traded, Cal Ripken Jr. This is in a PSA 6, which might be a harsh grade for this card. I don't know. I was just looking at it again, thinking it may be an 8 if I sent it into SGC, but I have no idea. But right now, the VCP average value on this card is $106. And then number 18, another just card that hits all the nostalgia buttons for me. 1989 Fleer, Billy Ripken. This is the infamous F-Face Air version in an SGC 9.5. This one currently has a VCP average value of $117. Next, we have one I showed recently on the cards that I've bought ungraded and sent in myself to grade. This is a 64 Topps Hank Aaron in a SGC4, as you can see. Current VCP average value is $118. Next, we have number 16, 1967 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 5. Current VCP value is $119. Great looking card there. Number 15, another one of my favorite cards in my collection. We have a 1951 Topps Connie Max All-Time All-Stars. This one is Tris Speaker in an SGC Authentic. Current VCP average value is $122. Love these. Next, we have another card for from the 1960 Topps set. We have Willie Mays in an SGC 3.5. This is another card I bought ungraded and sent into SGC. It currently has a VCP average value of $129. Happy to have that one for sure. Next, number 13, we have another 1951 Topps Connie Max All-Time All-Stars. This is Christy Mathews. Sammy Thunder just picked one of these up here recently. This one is also, just like the other one, the Tris Speaker is an SGC Authentic because they were removed from the perforation on the card. This one has a current VCP average value of $140. Next, we have a pretty recent pickup here. We have a 78 Topps Carl Yastrzemski. This one is a PSA 9, and its current VCP value, average value, is $145. Number 11, another recent pickup, 2001 Topps Traded Albert Pujols, SGC 9. This has the VCP average value as $168 or $58, excuse me. Gotta love El Hombre, the Mang, Albert Pujols. Next, we have probably my absolute favorite card in my collection. 89 Upper Deck, Ken Griffin Jr. This one is in a 9, and its VCP average value is $160. Love that card. So that was number 10 once again. Now moving on to number 9, we have a 2008 Topps Update Max Scherzer in a PSA 10. Current VCP average value is $175. A few years ago when he got his 3,000th strikeout, this card spiked up to about $750, and it's come down quite a bit since then, but it's still worth more than I paid for it. Max Scherzer is a no doubt Hall of Famer. This is probably never going to leave my collection. All right, number 8. This one I bought at Chris at a card show a few years ago. 1983 Topps Tony Gwyn in a PSA 9. This one's current VCP average value is $175 or $179, and again, this is ranked number 8 currently in my collection. Moving on, number 7. You have all seen this card a few times. We have a 1962 Topps Carl Yastrzemski in an SGC 7. VCP average value currently sits at $188. Love that card. Moving on to number 6. Uh-oh, I missed one. So number 6 is sorry, bear with me. Number 6 is 1960 Topps Roberto Clemente PSA 5. VCP average value right now is $196. Great card. Another one I bought at the local card shop a few years ago. All right, top 5. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed another one. Let me grab it. I'm really on my game tonight. So number 5, we have the 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle All-Star. This one, as you can see, is an SGC 5. Well-centered, sharp-looking card. This one has the VCP average value of $268. Wow, I left half of them up with my 60 Topps set still on the wall. So next up, we have number 4, 1960 Topps Carl Yastrzemski. This, as you can see, once again, an SGC 5.5. VCP average value currently is $292. Number 3, another fairly recent pickup, 1962 Topps Lou Brock, SGC 6. This one, once again, has a VCP average value of $309. This is in one of my more recent videos of a card show in St. Louis is where I picked that up. So number 2, and this one is kind of difficult to figure. 1960 Topps Bob Gibson in an SGC 7.5. So this one is hard to figure the value because VCP has its average price as $750. And that was because the last sale was in March of 2022. And it's the only one since then. And I think the last one before that was in like 2020 or something like that. So I estimated this value as I put it in line with a PSA 7. So currently a PSA 7 would be valued at $388. So I figure this is worth at least $388. It might be worth more than that. But there's no way to know for sure because these don't sell very often in SGC 7.5. But this is one of my favorite cards in my collection. I know I've said that many times. I love so many of these cards, but this one has, you know, just a story behind it on how I picked it up from Chris, and then it coming back from SGC graded as high as it did. I love this card, and it will never leave my collection. So last but not least, number 1, if you follow my channel, you can probably guess what it is the 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle. This one is in an SGC 5. VCP current average price on this card is $665. So there's number 1. So based off of kind of where I estimated the Bob Gibson, I would put this Mantle ahead of the Gibson. But either way, they're both great cards. I'm happy to have them. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. That is my 1 year YouTubiversary top 25 countdown. So hopefully I went through these quick enough to where this isn't too long of a video and you were all able to make it through it. Right now I'm currently sitting at 497 subscribers. So I would like to hit 500 subscribers from this video. So if you're still here with me, if you could throw this one a like and please subscribe to the channel, I would be tremendously appreciative. So that's going to do it. But again, this video isn't a flex. Like, I have nothing to brag about. This collection, you've seen many collections on YouTube that blow mine out of the water. So this is for my documentation, maybe for entertainment for you all. I hope so. But I just want to see how my collection changes every year that I'm on YouTube and do an anniversary video, because I plan on doing this every year. So that's it. I'm going to stop talking. This has been a long enough video already as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But until the next one, I hope everybody has a good one, and I'll talk to you later.